When I was introduced to Lynn's new friend, Mo, I was ecstatic. She was awesome. She made me laugh. She made Lynn laugh, and everything felt very natural in our household. So when Lynn interrupted my engaging episode of Rugrats to tell me that she loved Maureen, I wasn't confused or surprised. I was just excited that she was moving in and that I would be able to see her more. For me, she was already a part of our family. We later moved to Vancouver with Agnes right behind us. This family would not be broken. In fact, Lynn and Mo would marry more than 2 decades after they met. Welcome to Debunking Myths with your host, Jensen Shields. Myth number 1. Children do not fare as well with gay parents. Well, this is such a broad myth perpetuated by those who basically do not like the idea of gay parents that it's just impossible to quantify. For those who think my family is sinister and strange, I would invite them to see what my day-to-day was like growing up. Yes, we did skip church on Sundays because we were too busy being heretics. But in case you were wondering what the American Medical Association, American Psychological Association, American Association for Marriage and Family Therapy, American Academy of Pediatrics, and the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry thinks, well, their statement is simply this. Children who grow up with 1 or 2 gay and or lesbian parents fare as well in emotional, cognitive, social, and sexual functioning as do children whose parents are heterosexual. Myth number 2. Kids need their fathers. Well, how can I argue against this? My father wasn't on my birth certificate. I mean, I've had father figures and looked up to many different men in my life. Lynn even got married in order to create the family dynamic deemed acceptable by the forces that pressure families to be quote-unquote normal. But living in a forced environment for the sake of a child is actually worse than having parents that truly love each other and are invested in their relationship. New York University sociologist Judith Stacy conducted 33 studies and found that parental gender had little bearing on a child's well-being. In fact, having a detached couple as parents is more harmful to the development of a child. So what have I missed out on? Playing catch? I'll tell you this. Lynn's pitch is so wild and powerful it almost scared me while I was at the plate. Myth number 3. Children from gay parents are more likely to be bullied and maladjusted. Oh, this is rich. I love this. While it is true that 41% of children with gay parents do get bullied, that is the fault of shitty children and even shittier parenting. But do not despair. Researchers from the University of California at San Francisco collected bullying data, went back, and checked with the same adolescents 7 years later, and found that no lasting psychological damage from any parent-related persecution occurred. Analyses from the University of Virginia psychologist Charlotte J. Patterson found that a parent's sexual orientation isn't a factor at all. In other words, bullies will be bullies and they come in all shapes and sizes. There's one instance in particular that I remember, being cornered in a locker room by this one boy. He would just laugh and say, "Haha, your parents are gay." Of course, my response was, "Yes, they are." This wasn't the first time I experienced this. But it was always strange to me why a bully would want to make fun of my parents. I was proud of my parents. And lastly, my all-time favorite, the children will wind up gay. First of all, aside from those who have already made up their mind that being gay is a sin, who cares? Even so, it may surprise people that the majority of children raised by lesbian couples ultimately identify as heterosexual. In fact, children are more likely to identify as gay with straight parents. Being surrounded by a gay community did shape who I am. Some people think I'm gay. I definitely do not subscribe to Blue and Pink Gender Association. When Lynn gave me the talk about my own sexuality, she did not push me towards any direction. I was simply given what a lot of children wish they had: support, no matter which sexuality. This story isn't about having 2 moms, but having multiple moms. Being raised by women never felt unnatural.